Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's up, guys? Street Justice here. Welcome back to my channel. We're back with the reaction to Wednesday. This is season 1, episode 5. You reap what you woe. We are officially halfway through the first season of the show. Mentioned it last time around, but it's already been greenlit and confirmed for a second season. Thank God we still got that to look forward to on top of the remaining episodes to this first season, because there's still a big murder mystery going on involving this monster out here running amok, causing ruckus, killing folks, catching bodies. Last episode, we actually saw him kill off B-Boy, which was kind of sad because he was getting rejected all episode up until that point, so he really didn't deserve it, even though he was also kind of stupid going out to the woods by himself, even after Wednesday warned him not to. But that was right after the dance number by Jenna Ortega, which I absolutely loved, and it definitely exceeded all expectations because I feel like it's pretty much iconic at this point, and yeah, it did not let me down one bit. Even though we may not see her bust out any more dance moves throughout the remainder of the season, don't worry, I got those images burned into my memory. But yeah, I did notice that Tim Burton's not actually directing any more episodes throughout the remainder of the season, so that's definitely something I'm going to pay attention to, see if it is noticeable as well on screen. But regardless, I'm loving this show. I'm a few episodes ahead right now on Patreon. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, I'm probably already finished, so if you guys are looking for my full reactions to the show, link to my Patreon is down in the description below. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Now's a very good time to click that button down below, smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in, let's check it out. Let's go.
How well do we really know our parents? Take my father. I've always considered him an open book, but when he was a student, he was accused of a murder that took place right up there. Which leads me to wonder.
Looks like we're going back. Gonna learn out the history of Gomez.
32 years ago.
Just like that. Okay, this doesn't look good. Young Brienne.
Tell tales, Sheriff Walker, but it's all Morticia Frump's fault. They were fighting over her.
The fetish air of teenage ants. These were the best years of our lives. Were they not, Tish?
I'm glad we're seeing more of the family.
I hope Wednesday's happy to see us. I left a dozen messages on her crystal ball.
Family day.
There she is. So how's the little fella doing? Does he still have all his fingers?
Relax. I haven't snapped any of his digits.
For now.
Yet. Since you've abandoned me here, I've been hunted, haunted, and the target of an attempted murder.
Ah, nevermore.
He's proud.
So.
Amen.
She will escape this educational penitentiary.
I'm sorry for what happened at the dance. I shouldn't have asked you to silence on me like that.
That's how you know you're into a girl.
Guessing your dad's no-show again this year.
When you're asking to be put into a trance to escape
I
her.
got a text this morning.
My darling daughter, I made it. Wouldn't miss this for the world.
She's got those crazy eyes too.
I guess you misjudged her.
Dr. Kimbert and I have spoken, and we both agree it would be most beneficial for you all to attend a family session this weekend.
No.
I thought
She shut that shit down right away. She's like, no, not happening.
Not to side with Wednesday, but we're only here for the weekend.
What can it hurt? I mean, to be honest, I've always been a big fan of hair shrinking.
It's not that kind of head shrinking, mon chéri.
Well,
Just a regular shrink.
So, who wants to start? Maybe we can discuss what it's like having Wednesday away from home.
I mean, for me, it's been hard. I never thought I'd miss being waterboarded so much.
Torturing him. She's like proud too.
I think it's high time my parents faced the music. It seems they've been lying to me.
Taking up the past.
Murderous secrets that need to be addressed. Who was Garrett Gates and why are you accused of murdering him?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Actually, this is exactly the place. These sessions...
Doctor,
Damn.
this is not concerning you.
She was going for it. She's like, I went to school for this. This moment exactly.
This session is over.
Have it your way, Mother. Wednesday, if you refuse to tell me the truth, I'll just have to excavate it myself.
How could you ambush your father like that? Wednesday!
How could I? Insisted I go to this school. Did you really think I wouldn't find out your secret?
You don't know the full story. Your father did nothing wrong.
I'll be the judge of that.
Damn.
Agree?
He likes it.
How did you find me? My siren song is drying up. Recruitment numbers are way down and the wrong people are starting to ask questions. This wasn't a request. And if I refuse,
She needs her.
then everybody here's gonna know how you sirened your way into Nevermore.
I finally make something of myself and you want to destroy it.
You got
I think we just found our next potential victim.
I harvested hive number 3. The bees miss you, Eugene.
She does care.
We all do. Thanks for keeping an eye on him.
Yo, he's looking out for him.
You didn't deserve this.
Stupid, but he didn't deserve it.
Sorry, you dear.
You must be Wednesday. Eugene's moms, Sue and Janet.
You were all he could talk about lately.
Eugene hasn't had the easiest time fitting in at Nevermore.
You were so excited to finally make a real friend. Well, I brought him some honey.
Eugene loves those
Makes it
guys
even
who
sadder.
look like they're his kids. He's gonna be okay.
Right? I should go.
I guess you never really know what's going on through someone's mind.
A bullet, apparently.
I was just about to say that.
Nope. Camera was obscured. Black bubblegum.
Black bubblegum. You don't say.
Suicide note says he felt guilty about an old case.
I always thought they were covering up the truth. Now I got no proof.
Clearly there's going to be a twist of some sort involving the past, what actually took place, but as of right now, it definitely doesn't look good for Gomez. Yep.
I am famished.
Kids loving life. Oh, well, Wednesday's hating it.
Hungry, darling?
My appetite eludes me, Mother. The same way the truth eludes you.
That was a cool shot.
We need to tell her.
She'll never believe us. We must stay strong. Hope that something more morbid comes along to distract her.
Probably will.
What's happening, Miss Thornhill?
I have no idea.
Gomez Adams.
How can I help you, Sheriff? You're under arrest for the murder of Garrett Gates. For the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
That's awesome.
And little Tormenta. How's your mother?
Devastated. She hates you in orange. I caught her laying a rose in a grave earlier today.
Much prefers black.
The headstone read Garrett Gates. Care to explain?
Garrett was infatuated with your mother. He started stalking.
Glad we're finally getting the
Why didn't you
truth.
call the police?
We tried. But his family were the oldest and richest in Jericho. No one believed us. It all came to a head the night of the raisin dance. Your mother and I stepped out to catch our breath.
No! Garrett!
He came to kill. And got killed.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
When I saw the sword, my survival instinct kicked in.
Oh! He did stab him.
Terrible accident.
Damn. As we saw at the start. That's not a good look for him.
Perhaps my father is exactly what he says. Thank you for being so honest with me. But then there's the matter of his tells. The way he smooths his mustache.
He's still hiding
I've been
something.
playing Russian roulette with him since I was 12. I know them well. How many fathers hand their daughter a fencing blade when she's 5 years old?
Your saber strokes were an essay in perfection.
The point I'm trying to make is you taught me how to be strong and independent. How to navigate myself in a world full of treachery and prejudice. You are the reason I understand how imperative it is that I never lose sight of myself.
There you go.
So as far as fatherhood goes, I would say you've been more than adequate.
That's like the highest form of flattery you will ever get from her.
We need to talk.
How the hell did you get in?
She finds ways.
Denise.
My father did not kill Garrett Gates. How are you failing to see that someone is desperately trying to derail my investigation? I found the monster's cave, and I gave you the DNA evidence. Did you even bother to test it?
These are present-day murders. More important than one from 30 years ago.
Match inconclusive.
So you truly believe this is all some coincidence? Whoever hurt Eugene also murdered the coroner.
Unfortunately, someone sabotaged the security camera in the morgue, so we don't know what happened. Garrett Gates' family deserves closure, even if none of them are around to take comfort in it.
What happened to them?
His mother hung herself in the backyard, his father drank himself to an early grave, and even his little sister didn't escape. She was orphaned, sent
Her son
overseas,
appears to be a shithead, though.
drowning.
Or he was, at least.
One of them's gone.
Here, I brought you a gift.
That's so sweet.
What is it,
I just
though?
want you to know that all I want is the very best for you.
These aren't just ordinary summer camps.
No need to be dramatic, Enid.
You want to send me to conversion therapy for werewolves?
Don't you want to wolf out and finally be normal, honey?
Obviously, I think there's parallels. Well, maybe it's not obvious, but I think there's parallels between her whole wolfing out situation and sexuality as well, coming of age. So I don't want people to think that some of that is going over my head by not mentioning it.
Stop trying to be nice. Doesn't suit you.
Father packed your favorite bait.
Hand grenade. His favorite bait. I have seen videos of people doing that, though.
What'll happen to him now?
Blowing up pockets of
Well,
water.
he's confessed.
You see the fish
There will be
rise
a
up.
trial. Did you know they haven't spent a single night apart since they've tied the knot?
I always thought I'd be the first one in the family behind bars.
Lurch and I had a bet going.
They all just float up.
It's quite
Yep.
bad.
You have to find out the truth and free Dad.
She's
Once
already
that
on it.
happens, we both know Mother will be falling apart.
Now she's got even more motivation to do
Which means we
so.
have to be strong. And by we, I mean you. Now, give me one of those.
Let her throw one.
She said she wanted to be alone. Somewhere where no one would find her. I know why you've come here Wednesday. Just go on, ask.
Father didn't kill Garrett Gates, did he?
Here comes the real truth. They've been hiding this from us.
Upstairs, I found your father fighting for his life. I'll never forget the way he looked at me. He was even foaming at the mouth.
Maybe he just had pasties. Smoked the fat blunt. Oh! She did it. Had to be done, though.
When I heard the scream, that I realized what I'd done.
And he looked over the edge. I knew there was going to be a twist of some sort.
Go to your room and lock the door. You will never hear. Go.
He already did his part. He was already seen with the weapon.
Your father took the blame in order to protect me.
You said Garrett was foaming at the mouth. His eyes didn't look human.
I've never seen someone so blinded by rage.
Foaming saliva, dilated pupils, mental confusion. What are those all textbook symptoms of?
Being stoned.
How can that be?
There's only one way to find out.
They're digging him up.
Are you sure you don't want to join?
Making her do all the work.
Okay, darling. I don't want to spoil your fun.
And all these actors are doing such a good job in these roles. She took it all in, too.
I was right.
Well, well. What do we have here? Guess it's gonna be an Addams Family reunion in lockup tonight. You're both under arrest.
Neither one of you are strong enough to serve hard time. And thanks to me, you won't have to.
knew our little jailbird would have an escape plan.
Borrowed it
She
from
took a finger?
He died from nightshade poisoning.
Garrett was dying.
Before you stabbed him.
I don't blame him. Oh!
Still worthy to be called my son. Kill all those outcasts. Sneak into that dance and spike the bun's bow.
It broke.
Wednesday.
He was infected by accident.
He was going to use the nightshade poison to murder the entire school.
I know we've had our difficulties lately. navigating the treacherous shoals of our mother-daughter relationship. But I'm always here for you, Wednesday. Always.
This episode definitely brought them closer.
Sometimes when I touch someone or something, I get these very violent glimpses from the past or future.
Our psychic ability resides on the spectrum of who we are. Given my disposition, my visions tend to be positive.
And for someone like me, who sees the world...
They're a little bit darker.
You're a raven.
Yeah.
Without the proper training, they can lead to madness.
I think this is all foreshadowing right now. Maybe not even for this season. Something what next season could be about.
So, your daughter and my son have become close.
I pity any boy who gets caught in her viper's gaze. But he must be a good egg.
I wish I was the one pitied on here.
Tolerate anything less.
Setting aside differences.
You'll need to pick which activities.
No, I don't. Because I'm not going. If I'm meant to wolf out, then I'm going to do it on my own timeline and not yours.
There you go. Stand up for yourself.
I just hope that one day you'll finally be able to accept me for who I am.
Alright. I feel like the father, I wasn't sure about him.
Proud of you, kiddo.
He might just be a little bit whipped.
You do you.
He's on her side, but he was just following whatever the mom says.
Well, at least we can't say Parents Weekend wasn't a nail biter.
I knew you didn't have what it takes to be a murderer.
I don't want to be a stranger in your life, Tommy. If you need
I don't think she will be anymore.
anything at all, I'm only a crystal ball away.
There you go. Back to it.
I knew it. I did witness Roan getting murdered that night.
Excuse me.
When Roan appeared the next morning, it was you.
You're a shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm. So it actually was her from before. I thought it was somebody turning into her.
I did what I needed to do to shield the school from controversy and protect
That's
its
all she
students
cares
from
about
harm.
is protecting the
Tell that to
school.
Eugene. How are you protecting him?
What is this now? Fire will rain. Okay. Saw it in her eyes as well. I was thinking at first, who's Will Rain? Why do you want to fire him? What did he do? But no, fire will rain. So that's just a sign of what's to come, sign of things to come. But all right, guys, that was Wednesday, season 1, episode 5. You reap what you woe. Another good episode. Not too much took place in regards to like major events, but they definitely revealed a lot. We now got to know the backstory, the history involving Gomez and what actually took place at the school, why Tyler's father hates him so much, because we've seen from the first episode, he's been basically wanting to lock him up, and he finally got his chance to do so. I actually thought he was going to be locked up a lot longer, though. I thought that was going to be like one of the running storylines moving forward from now until the end of the season, and kind of add some motivation to Wednesday and the reasoning why she really wants to find out who this monster is and take it down, as well as solve this whole entire mystery here. So it didn't play out exactly like how I thought it was going to play out, because he was out of jail and out of that cell by the end of the episode. We learned the entire history. At first, they kind of fooled us too, because when they made it seem like he was actually going to tell us the truth when he's behind the glass in lockup, he didn't tell us the full story, that asshole. But she was actually reading him too at the same time, where she's like, I believe him. But then he was doing some other things too, where he like, I guess he was blinking or winking, and then what else did he do? I think he was scratching his mustache as well. So I guess she was reading there some telltale signs that he wasn't telling the full story, but it seemed believable to me. But those fuckers, they lied to us, because even when they showed us the flashback, they didn't show us the entire flashback, or they left Morticia out of it. So when it was later on revealed what actually took place, that was definitely a big reveal for the episode and for the season overall as well, because we came to find out that it was actually Morticia. She was the one that actually stabbed the dude, and right before he fell back and died. Then there was even more reveal later on when they went to dig up his grave, and I guess it was the nightshade poisoning that he was accidentally poisoned by, or he accidentally consumed when the glass shattered against his chest. So yeah, there was a lot of like twists and turns that they were throwing at us. Like, but wait, there's more, or there's something else to reveal. There's not the whole story yet. You think you got to figure it out? Here's a little bit more. So they kept on throwing a lot of shit at us. But yeah, I think we got to figure it out in the end what the actual truth is before the very end of the episode. And something I got to bring up again too involving Brienne, because I know a few episodes back, I think it was episode 2 or 3, or was it the very first episode? I think it was episode 2, where we saw her shapeshift back into her regular form. But I actually thought it was somebody else taking the place as her rather than it was actually being her. So that kind of confused me a little bit. So now looking back, because I haven't edited the second episode yet, I'm actually going to be doing that tonight for Wednesday tomorrow on YouTube. But I'll probably pick it up then. But yeah, I'm probably going to notice while editing that, man, I should have mentioned it, or now that I know that it was actually her, at least now I'll bring it up here. But this was definitely the family episode, the parent episode, where we got to meet pretty much everybody's parents, even for the side characters. The stuff involving Enid, I feel like there's some hardcore parallels running there involving sexuality. Maybe not necessarily her sexuality overall, because clearly she's into, I think it's Ajax, but I think that's the subject matter that they're trying to touch on. I could be wrong about that. Definitely let me know your guys' feelings about that and if I'm kind of on the right page or not, or I could be way off base there, but that's kind of what I'm picking up, what they're putting down, at least what I'm seeing here. But even though it's maybe not the most exciting storyline for their B or C plot of the episode, it was still interesting, and I much prefer that over her previous love triangle involving Ajax, because yeah, there was like just one too many love triangles. And yes, I still feel like there is a love triangle involving Wednesday, Tyler, and Xavier. We didn't really see much of Xavier this episode. Bianca, we definitely saw more of her and her mother, both with the crazy eyes. I don't really know fully what was up with her mom, saying basically something about the siren powers or something. Yeah, maybe there's something I was missing there involving their powers or that actual storyline involving her mother, but I wasn't fully understanding where she was going with that and the need for her to leave, or just be part of the family, or just be with the mom, or why the mom was kind of being a bitch to her as well. She didn't really seem to even care about her daughter. So I guess it makes sense where some of Bianca's attitude comes from regardless, even if I didn't necessarily understand that full mother storyline with her mom there. But overall, this was a very interesting episode because, like I said, we didn't see any major events. There was no murder or anything, but we got to see a lot from the past, a lot of history, a lot of stuff was actually revealed. And I really did appreciate the flashbacks also, because that was spot on casting as well. So I really enjoyed that, even though they were hiding some of the truth from us with the initial reveal with the flashback, and then they fully revealed everything later on when Morticia actually told us what actually took place, what went down. I still thought it was very well done for this episode. I'm kind of glad that they didn't drag it out over multiple episodes, even if we didn't see the monster or another killing this episode. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to bring up too is, fuck, what was his name? I'm still calling him as B-Boy, but I think it's Eugene. He didn't actually die. I thought he was killed off at the very end there, but he's apparently just in a coma. He almost got me this episode too with some of the emotional stuff involving both his moms when Wednesday was actually visiting him in the hospital, because they were like, yeah, you're all he's been talking about ever since you guys became friends. And man, that's going to get me right now too, because even though Wednesday is clearly not an emotional person like that, she doesn't try to like really do favors. She is a good person still, even though she is morbid. She's shown time and time again, 5 episodes into the series, that she is a good person. She does actually have a heart, even if she pretends like she doesn't, or she has a cold black heart. She has a heart. It is still there because she cares for Eugene. And even the development and advancements with her mom this episode too, because they came so far, and it was very touching at the very end of the episode too. They almost got me again, where there's a lot of like little subtle moments, even at the very end when Morticia was leaving her and she didn't actually touch her, but Jenna Ortega, Wednesday, she stepped forward, she took one step closer to her mom and kind of allowed her, she's like, all right, I will give you permission to show me affection, just not too much. And then she blew the kisses at her and kind of gave a pat without actually touching her. So I actually thought that was sweet. Very nice moment between them. And then always Gomez with her as well is always hilarious. My little Storm Cloud, my little Death Trap, all the little pet names that he has for her as well. I freaking love it. But even the other scene too with the brother-sister bonding involving Wednesday and Pugsley, I think it is. They're throwing grenades, fishing. Like, that was actually a very sincere, sweet moment for them also. So I feel like this was very a character-based episode. A lot of character development, a lot of character relationships, even between all the side characters as well. So a lot was revealed. Brienne at the very end there, being a shapeshifter, I was definitely wrong previous. I thought somebody was shapeshifting into her, taking her part, but I guess that was actually her the entire time, protecting Rowan, because he was kind of going mad there a little bit right before. He did try to kill Wednesday twice, as she did mention. So Brienne wasn't wrong about that. And I apologize for still calling her Brienne, but that's just who I see her as, and that's just who I know her as. But the last thing I really want to mention before I go on the topic of kind of going crazy like Rowan did, or Rowan went, was involving the visions in Wednesday, because she has like darker visions, being the Raven or whatnot. I don't know if it was kind of like foreshadowing a little bit that that's like potentially her future by potentially going mad, or at least the threat is there that she could potentially go mad in the future because of these visions, much like somebody else that was mentioned did go crazy, I guess, some other witch woman. But I feel like that could be not even a story for this season, but a storyline for next season. But yeah, this was another good episode. We really didn't get too much more on the murder mystery at the moment with the monster running around. We got some DNA back, but I guess it didn't match up anything. So it was more about the past and the previous murder mystery that we had going on, because we got a lot of answers. So I fully feel like the next couple episodes, or the remaining, there's only 3 episodes left for this season, but the next one especially will be more monster focused and more monster centric. We shall see. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be another death at some point. So yeah, when do you guys think the actual reveal will happen? I was kind of thinking that it might go down this episode for some reason, but now I'm thinking they might actually save it for the actual finale. There's no way that they actually save it as a cliffhanger or something. That would piss me off. So as long as it's revealed before the season is over, I'll be happy. But I gotta be honest too, if I'm wrong about my prediction and it being Tyler, and I'm starting to think, because things aren't really leaning that way, that it is Tyler as of right now, that I'm most likely wrong. But if I am right, you guys better refer to me as Nostra Justice from here on out. If I'm wrong, you guys can call me Miss Cleo. Like, I'll be perfectly fine with it. But if I am wrong, I'm kind of glad that they haven't revealed it just yet, because I'd rather go on thinking, even if I end up being wrong, I'd rather go on thinking that I am right for a little bit longer before it is actually revealed that I am wrong and that it's not actually Tyler. But I feel like for the suspects, everybody's a suspect right now. But Brienne, she was pretty shiesty there at the very end, pretty much like threatening Wednesday at the end of the episode. So we got Brienne, Tyler, he's still a choice. Xavier, I kind of consider him like the red herring choice though. If he does end up being the monster, I feel like that'd be almost a little bit too obvious, and I don't know, not the most satisfying reveal. We shall see about that. And then the dark horse pick is Ricci. She's still out there too, because they really like emphasize that she's a normie, but I don't see her as part of one of those regular normies. I've never seen her on the couch next to Rana or Serge or Pat, so I don't consider her a normie. I feel like there's something more with her character, and I feel like that'll be like a nice wrinkle to bringing her back into the show as well, even though she's not actually playing Wednesday, obviously. I feel like by giving her a part like that, where she does play a bigger part later on and becomes a monster herself, I don't know. I would actually really enjoy that if she does end up being the monster. If I'm wrong about Tyler, that would actually make me the most happy if she ends up being the one, because at this point, we know that Brienne's a shapeshifter, so I feel like she could kind of be ruled out as well. She's like a whole nother villain or a whole nother aspect to the story. So I don't know if she's necessarily a suspect still, especially after that full-on reveal. But I know it was probably revealed earlier for you guys, but when they fully said it out loud this episode, that's when it all clicked for me about her being a shapeshifter and what we previously saw involving Brienne. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. We only have 3 more episodes to go. Thankfully, as I mentioned, the second season has been confirmed and greenlit, so we are gonna get more Jenna Ortega in our lives. Thank you, Jesus. But that's just about it for me in this episode, guys. As always, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Till next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, then you play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be